Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are doing my July TBR. So it is a bit early in the month, but I can tell you that I've definitely failed my TBR. This is 2 times in a row. I'm usually good, because like that's the thing, like I watch people's TBR videos and I'm like, why are you even doing a TBR if you don't stick to your TBR? And now I'm one of them. I don't like it. I don't like it here. I got caught up in The Sims is basically the bottom line, and none of the books on my physical TBR were available as audiobooks. So I just didn't read, basically. I actually did quite a bit of reading for someone who was playing so much Sims, but definitely not enough to finish all my books. Let's just quickly go through the books. So we had The Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie. I have not read this. I think I might start it before the end of the month, but I'm not sure. Red Sister, I am actually not even going to bother trying to start this because I think the live show will be the second Sunday in July. So I'm going to just wait until the week of, and then I'll listen and read at the same time. The Shadow Glass, I'm hoping to get to this before the end of the month. Ocean's Echo, I have read. Priory of the Orange Tree, I'm almost finished. And Then There Was None, I read that for a mystery, and I read that at the start of the month as an audiobook. The Anthropocene Reviewed, I read as a non-fiction. And then I have Ice Planet Barbarian, which I'm reading this week, and Daughter of No Worlds, which I've also started. With that, let's just get into the spins. Okay, so where we are in the game, we are on 30 out of 100. On the retirement scale, we are on Big Book. We have 3 out of the 4 tokens collected, so we only have to go to the Snowy Island, and then I win and we can reset the game. I'm going to have to add in extra spin because of how I did last month. Let's see how many other spins I'll be doing. Six. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Spin number 1. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A small book. So spin number 1 is going to be small book, and I'm trying to stick to my actual TBR shelf. So there is actually only 1 book on my TBR, which is less than 300 pages, which is what I have classified as a small book, and that is 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Ashwater. This is the sequel, companion to Half a Soul, and I do believe this follows different characters. They are Regency-inspired fairy tales. So the first one follows Dora, and she has half a soul because a fairy has taken the other half, and it means that she doesn't really fully feel things, and this can sometimes make her appear odd to others. And her cousin goes to London to try and find a husband, and Dora is brought along, and basically the royal sorcerer basically is trying to help figure out what's happening. And obviously there's a bit of a romance, and this one, it follows a character called Effie, who's a housemaid, who has fallen in love with a gentleman, and then I think she makes some sort of a deal with a fairy, and I think it's actually a fairy that we met briefly in Half a Soul, and then I'm gonna guess that it's actually the fairy she ends up falling. Who knows, maybe not. But I do want to read, there's a really short novella on her website, when you sign up between, after book 1. I don't think it will be referenced at all in this, but I think I do want to read that before I get to this. It'll only take me a couple of minutes to read, so yes, so this is book number 1 of the month. Spin number 2. Two. 1, 2, an adult fantasy. So then book number 2 is an adult fantasy, and for this I'm going to go with Red Sister. As I said, it was actually on my last month TBR, but I have decided that I'm going to just keep it because it's going to be the second week that we're doing the live show, so I want to have it as fresh as possible. And on the bright side, I have technically already read this, so I won't be panicking to finish it before the live show because I can just go, well, I did finish it before. Also, I do have the audiobook, which I've never had before for any of the other book series that have been chosen. So I actually have the audiobook, so that will also make things go quicker. So this follows Nona. Is young, she's about to be killed because executing a child is cool, I guess. And then a nun comes and takes her to their convent, and it turns out that they're assassins nuns, and she learns a load of different skills here. And I gave the book 3 stars when I read it the first time, and I had I read it in 2020 and my Goodreads review on it is good start, good end, boring middle. And so hopefully I'll be more intrigued this time. I'm very afraid that I like it less. Spin number 3. 10. Okay, and also I will be moving up the counter to 40. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Romance. So spin number 3, I got romance, and for this I'm not really 100% picking yet. I have kind of 2 options. So I am planning to read Daughter of No Worlds. I've like started the audiobook, but I'm only like a couple minutes into it. And if I like it, I want to read the second book. But if I give it like 3 stars or less, I'm not going to continue. But if I give it like 4 or 5, then I will continue and I'll read the sequel, which I don't remember the name of it. And then if not, I think I want to read Blood Mercy because everyone has been talking about it and I FOMO. This follows a girl and she murders someone really powerful, and then she's like on the run. She gets taken in by this like order and she ends up getting trained, and I think the guy who's training her doesn't really like the order, and it's a fantasy romance between the 2 of them. I'm intrigued about it. I'm also scared about it. And then Blood Mercy is like kind of vampires, but like they're like nice vampires. And yes, as I said, I've just heard really good things, and like, will I probably like it? I don't know, but every time I hear someone talk about fantasy romance, I'm like, oh my god, that sounds so good. And then I read them and I'm like, what am I reading? I don't like this. So, but I still get caught up every single time. Spin number 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set in a fictional country and I can take a boat. Oh crap. So obviously this is the one place I need to go, but that is a plane, not a boat, so I'm gonna have to go somewhere else that I've already been, which is annoying. But what prompts am I more interested in? Maybe over here I might go. So we're going back over here. So set in a fictional country. It is going to be set in a fictional world, and for this I'm going to be going with Saint's Blood by Sebastian de Castell. This is the 3rd book in the Greatcoat series, and I'm hopefully buddy reading this with people. I'm not sure if they even started the 2nd book yet, but we did say that we would do 1 a month. Will we though? And if not, I will just read it anyway, because I need motivation to keep going with the series. Like, I mean, I like it, but like, it's big and the writing's pretty small, so it takes me some effort to pick them up. This series, it starts with Traitor's Blade, and the 1st book, we follow Falcio, who used to be one of the king's greatcoats, but now the king is dead, and they are kind of looked down on and as kind of traitors and all of this, and they have all been given like final orders from the king, and some of them don't really know what theirs means, and it follows like a trio of these greatcoats as they're trying to like do these final orders. And I like the series. I give the first 2 4 stars. I'm hopeful that I'm going to really love this one. I'm hoping that this is the one, because I like them, but I don't love them, and I want to love them. So we'll see. Spin number 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Released between 2000 and 2015. So that's spin number 5. Going to be released between 2000 and 2015, and for this one I'm technically going for a reread, and that's going to be Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. So this was originally released in 2005, so it's been a while, and there's actually a reason that I'm reading this. Like, there's a vlog I want to put it in, and I've been putting this vlog off for about 2 years because there's a book that I need to read for it, which is pretty big and intimidating. So I don't want to read it, but I'm trying not to give it away, but I think you might be able to guess. Some people might be able to guess, but this also fits into it. So I have read this before. This is a reread. I've read it actually 3 times. I don't know, either twice or 3 times before. And I really enjoy the original series. But I read the Heroes of Olympus last year and I liked it, but I didn't love it. especially not as much as I have loved these ones. And there is a 6th Percy Jackson book, which is might be the reason you thought that I was going to be saying that I was reading it, but no. There is going to be a 6th one coming out, going to be first person from Percy's point of view, which is the best perspective to be in, and that's what these books are in. Oh Jesus, that's a very different color to that. But this follows Percy Jackson, and he's 12. He discovers that he is a demigod, and then he has to go on a quest to retrieve Zeus's lightning bolt. And I'm not sure have I ever given a synopsis for Percy Jackson on my channel before, which is so weird. But yeah, I feel like everyone has like a vague idea of what this is, even if you haven't read it. So yes, so I'm going to be reading this for a vlog that will hopefully come out in July. But as I said, it'll be 3 books, I think. Spin number 6. Seven. Okay, so we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Different continent. So that means I can go to the plane over here and collect my last token. And so just like that, I won. I finished the game. Which I would like to say, I'm pretty sure this is the quickest I've actually done it. Like I did it in like 3 months. And usually it takes me way longer. So I was really lucky this time. But it does mean, despite the fact I did say that I was going to have to add a spin because I, didn't finish my TBR last month. Because I finished the game, I finished the game. So no final spin. And I can also take this back to the start. And we go right back to the start. And I guess I will see you back at the start for next month. And then the 6th and final prompt that I got, because we finished the game, was set on a different continent. And I don't really know what I want to pick for this. So I'm kind of going to leave this open because a lot of fantasies that I read are set in fictional worlds and not in the real world. I guess give me recommendations for books that are set in different continents. They can be any genre. Yeah, they can be any genre as long as they are not set in Europe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye!